Technology is everywhere. It powers our homes, fuels our industries, and even entertains us. But how well do we really know it? Today, we're diving into the top 10 weirdest tech facts that will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about the tech world. Stick around, because the last one might just blow your mind. Let's start with a question. Did you know the first ever computer bug was not a glitch in the software, but an actual bug? Back in 1947, Grace Hopper, a computer scientist and a pioneer in programming, was working on the Harvard Mark II computer when her team discovered that the system was malfunctioning. The culprit? A moth trapped inside the relay. Hopper famously taped the insect into her logbook and wrote, "First actual case of bug being found." This quirky event gave rise to the term debugging, which we still use today. And speaking of peculiar origins, have you ever wondered how Wi-Fi came to exist? This everyday technology owes its existence to a Hollywood actress from the 1940s. Hedy Lamarr, known for her stunning looks and film career, co-invented a frequency-hopping communication system during World War II. Initially designed to protect Allied torpedoes from being jammed by enemy forces, her invention eventually became the foundation for modern wireless communication, including Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. Lamar's contribution wasn't recognized in her time, but today she's celebrated as a tech trailblazer. Now let's talk about something that sounds straight out of a science fiction movie: the first artificial intelligence chatbot. You might think chatbots are a recent phenomenon, but the truth is, they've been around since the 1960s. ELIZA, created by Joseph Weizenbaum in 1966, was an early natural language processing program that simulated a psychotherapist. People were amazed at how human ELIZA sounded, often forgetting they were interacting with a machine. What's fascinating is that Weizenbaum himself was alarmed by the emotional connections users formed with ELIZA, raising questions about the ethical implications of AI. A debate that continues to this day. But let's pause for a second. What if I told you there's a computer in space that's been functioning for over 30 years? The Hubble Space Telescope, launched in 1990, is powered by a computer with just 1.25 megabytes of RAM. For comparison, that's less memory than most calculators today. And yet, this modest system has delivered some of the most breathtaking images of our universe, proving that sometimes simplicity outlasts complexity. Think these stories are wild? Hold on, because it gets even stranger. Here's a bizarre fact that might make you rethink what's possible. Did you know the first email was sent all the way back in 1971? That's over 50 years ago. Ray Tomlinson, a computer engineer, is credited with inventing email while working on ARPANET, the precursor to the modern internet. The message itself, Tomlinson admitted it was likely something meaningless, like QWERTY UIOP. While this seems trivial now, it revolutionized communication forever. And here's the kicker. He chose the dir symbol to separate usernames from the host because it wasn't commonly used in names or words at the time. That small decision shaped the way we email to this day. But the oddities don't stop there. Let's talk about the iPhone, the device that changed the tech game. Did you know that in 1983, Apple had already created a prototype of a touchscreen phone? It was called the Walt, short for Whizzy Active Lifestyle Telephone, and it included features like handwriting recognition and faxing. Although it never made it to market, the Walt prototype foreshadowed the groundbreaking innovations we'd see in the iPhone years later. Steve Jobs' vision, combined with this early experimentation, set the stage for one of the most iconic devices in history. Here's another mind-boggling fact. Do you remember the infamous Y2K bug? As the world approached the year 2000, a simple programming oversight led to global panic. For decades, computer systems had been designed to abbreviate years as two digits, like 98 instead of 1998. This caused experts to fear that when the year 2000 arrived, systems worldwide would reset to 1900, leading to mass failures in banks, airlines, and even nuclear facilities. Billions of dollars were spent upgrading software, and although the worst was avoided, Y2K is a reminder of how tiny errors in tech can snowball into global crises. And now for something truly otherworldly. Did you know that the Apollo 11 moon landing in 1969 relied on a computer with less processing power than a modern smartphone? The Apollo guidance computer had just 64 kilobytes of memory, barely enough to store a single email. Yet this tiny system was responsible for navigating astronauts 240,000 miles to the moon and back. It's a testament to human ingenuity and a humbling reminder of how far technology has come since then. Speaking of futuristic tech, here's a question for you. Could a computer predict when you'll die? Believe it or not, researchers are working on algorithms capable of analyzing vast amounts of health data to estimate life expectancy. In 2018, a study from Stanford University revealed that AI could predict a patient's mortality with up to 90% accuracy based on electronic health records. While the technology is still in its early stages, it raises ethical questions about how much we should rely on machines to make life and death predictions. Feeling curious? Just wait. What's coming next will truly leave you speechless. Now here's a tech fact that blurs the line between science and art. Did you know that in 2018, an AI-created painting sold at auction for $432,500? The artwork, titled Portrait of Edmond de Bellamy, was generated by a neural network trained on 15,000 historical portraits. The AI even signed the painting with a mathematical formula. While many hailed it as a milestone for AI and creativity, others debated whether the credit should go to the AI or the human team behind it. This raises an intriguing question. Can machines ever truly create art, or are they merely mimicking human creativity? Speaking of AI doing the unexpected, let's talk about a quirky moment in gaming history. In 2016, an AI named AlphaGo shocked the world by defeating Lee Sedol, one of the greatest Go players of all time. Go, an ancient board game, is notoriously complex, with more possible moves than atoms in the universe. What's wild is that AlphaGo didn't just win, it played moves so unconventional that even experts were left baffled. Move 37 in Game 2, for example, was initially thought to be a mistake but later praised as a stroke of genius. It's a chilling reminder that AI can think in ways we may never fully understand. Now let's dive into one of the most unsettling tech facts of all. In 2013, Edward Snowden revealed that the US government was using a surveillance program called PRISM to collect data from major tech companies like Google, Facebook, and Apple. This sparked a global debate about privacy in the digital age. What many people don't realize is just how advanced these surveillance technologies are. For instance, some systems can analyze your online behavior and predict your actions with eerie accuracy. So the next time you wonder if your phone is listening to you, the truth might be closer than you think. Here's another jaw-dropping fact that might make you question reality. In 2018, a company called DeepMind created an AI program called AlphaZero, which taught itself to play chess in just 4 hours. Not only did it learn, but it also became so good that it defeated Stockfish, the world's strongest chess engine, in a 100-game match. What's even more fascinating? AlphaZero didn't rely on centuries of human chess knowledge. It started from scratch, playing against itself and discovering strategies humans had never considered. This achievement marked a new era in AI development, showcasing its potential to surpass human understanding in complex domains. Here's a tech fact that might make you reconsider everything you think you know about privacy. In 2019, researchers discovered a method of smartphone spying that allowed hackers to remotely eavesdrop on users through the phone's sensors, without them ever noticing. Using something as simple as the microphone, camera, or even accelerometer, attackers could track your conversations, movements, and even gestures. What's even more alarming is how hackers can disguise these attacks as normal app behavior, making it almost impossible for users to detect. So the next time you're using an app, remember, those permissions might be giving away more than you think. Have you ever wondered how tech giants predict your next purchase before you even make it? In 2013, Target made headlines when it used predictive analytics to identify a teenage customer who was pregnant before her family knew. Using data like purchasing habits, diapers, unscented lotion, and the like, the retailer's algorithm was able to pinpoint a pregnancy with shocking accuracy. The incident raised concerns about the ethics of such predictive technologies. It's a strange reality when algorithms know so much about us that they can predict life-changing events. On the topic of tech secrets, here's one that will make you think twice about the machines we trust. Did you know that in 2011, Google's self-driving car actually got into an accident? Despite the vehicle being equipped with cutting-edge sensors and algorithms, it was rear-ended while stopped at a traffic light. The cause? The car's software didn't react to the car behind it because it was programmed to stop for the red light and didn't anticipate the car hitting it from behind. While this was a rare incident, it highlighted the still-growing challenges of making autonomous vehicles fully reliable. And speaking of cars, here's an odd fact about the electric vehicle revolution. Did you know the first electric car was invented in the 1830s? That's right. Almost 200 years ago, Robert Anderson, a Scottish inventor, created a crude electric carriage that used non-rechargeable batteries. Yet, despite its early success, electric cars didn't take off until the late 20th century. Today, companies like Tesla are pushing the boundaries of electric vehicles. But it's remarkable to think that the foundations for the EV revolution were laid so long ago. But let's end on a fact that's as inspiring as it is strange. Did you know that the internet itself was never meant to exist in the way we know it today? Back in the 1960s, ARPANET was developed as a government project to connect a few research institutions. In 1969, the first message was sent between UCLA and Stanford. Just 2 words. Login. The system crashed before they could finish typing the G. From those humble beginnings, the internet evolved into the sprawling, interconnected web of information we rely on daily. It's a reminder that even the simplest innovations can have unimaginable impacts on our lives. From bugs in computers to AI mastering chess, technology never ceases to amaze, surprise, and sometimes unsettle us. These facts show us not only how far we've come, but also how much more there is to explore. Which of these stories fascinated you the most? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the weird and wonderful world of tech. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring.